up, everybody? Welcome to a Friday edition of everybody's favorite love letter, 60-minute style to local, live, and loyal sports here in the Valley. You are watching the Ysn Power Hour presented by our friends at Toyota of Warren. Got a great show for you today. Second half of the show, we have two-thirds of the Triple S Express, Julie Stakowitz and Sam Suzani of South Range, now entering the regional round of the softball championship. We're excited to talk to them. A lot of great stuff in speaking with them, and excited for that conversation, especially coming off the walk-off win last night against the Poland Bulldogs to send them to the regionals. And to start off the show, well, we've got a longtime friend of not only the program, but the brand, and this guy himself, Matt Warner, the East Palestine grad, and it's so big influencer in the community of East Palestine, is going to join us, and he's going to talk about the road to recovery on June 10th and why it's so important for you to get involved, whether you're going to sponsor it, whether you're going to walk or run or just be there and wave on everybody and support it. Given everything that's happened in East Palestine over the last 3 months, a guy who has been basically at the heart of it all, and his heart is so big for the youth. So we're going to talk to him in just a moment. And I'm excited for this, just crazy excited for this, because I know where he is in this, because we've been lockstep pretty much the entire time. I love what he's doing. I love what he's doing it for and the reasons that he's doing it. So hell, let's just bring him in right now, because, I mean, why wait, right? Matt Warner, the OG. Matt, you know, we've gone to high school together. We've grown up together from that standpoint, still in the community. And you, my friend, had a great idea that started literally as a spitball. And you said, hey, I really want to do this road to recovery walk and 5K. You picked out the date. And then from there, it has just snowballed right down the hill. You've raised over $100,000 for the youth, initiative in East Palestine, which I absolutely love. And you've done so much for the community behind closed doors that they'll never even know about. Thank you for joining the show, and thank you for all you're doing for our youth.
DJ, thank you, man. That's a way to start off a show right there. That's pretty impressive.
Talk to me about the road to recovery, Matt. I mean, why is it so important for you to do this? Why you? Why now? And essentially, you know, why is it important for everybody else?
Well, DJ, you know this as well as everybody else that's involved with our youth programs. We want to make sure that East Palestine remains a place for kids to want to be. And I don't know that everybody truly understands what these kids have gone through in East Palestine, from COVID and out of this train derailment, through losing kids in our school that either open enroll in other schools after the train derailment, or that have decided to do online learning. But our job as parents, as community activists, as supporters and advocates of East Palestine, our job is to give the very best we can to the youth. And we pride ourselves on that. I know you certainly do, with everything that you've done for EPYSA and all the other programs here. And we want to do our part to make sure that we enhance what we currently have, and we put other opportunities out there for kids to want to be here, to get their mind off things that have happened, and to make this community a better place, and to let them know that we need them to be able to do that.
You've been an advocate from day one, and I've been right beside you, right behind you, wherever you've needed me to be, and bringing people back into East Palestine. Because, you know, as we saw when the derailment first happened, nobody wanted to step foot in here. People were afraid for good reason, right? They weren't getting the answers that they necessarily were looking for or that they deserved. And some of those answers are still kind of lingering out there. But we've been given the okay by the EPA. We've been given the okay by our governor, and of course by Norfolk Southern themselves, and said, hey, it's okay for these people to live here. Now it's your turn to support them and help them get back up and pick themselves up by their bootstraps, and essentially get back on their feet and make this community a better place than it was on February 2nd, 2023. From your perspective, how has the roller coaster ride been in the youth realm, and just as a family, as a dad, and as a husband?
Yeah, I mean, A very knowledgeable guy told us that we want to come out of this and be victors, not victims. So I don't really want to talk anymore about the roller coaster ride, but I will tell you that we have seen drop off and decline in what kids want to do and what we might have available to us, and we're not okay with that. We're not okay with having games canceled, sports canceled, track meets canceled, volleyball tournaments canceled, basketball tournaments canceled. We're not okay with that. We've been told it's okay to go back and live our life the way we need to live it. And what we need to do is figure out how to make that happen and how to make people feel safe doing that. And so, as a parent of kids that are in East Palestine, that I'm sure are hearing mixed messages from all the messaging that goes around on social media to what you hear downtown, what I'm sure they're hearing at the school. My heart goes out to all these kids, not just my own, because you don't know how they're going to be able to deal with this and cope with this and put the pieces of the puzzle together to figure out how to deal with what they're hearing that we don't even know about. We can only assume what's normal today was unheard of when we grew up. So, our job as parents and community members is to give them the best opportunity that we can. And that's what, with your help and our help and whatever we can do, that's what our plans are, to make the best experiences we can for our kids. As a coach, I look at the kids and the talent that we have in our town, and we just want to enhance that. What we have to offer is really unique. East Palestine in the last, call it 5 years, has been able to offer experiences that no other district or town our size offers. I mean, for crying out loud, we're on the Cavs court. We're going to tour the PNC Park. We go down to Ohio State for football, and there's things that kids get to do in East Palestine that you can't go to neighboring schools and expect to get. And so I'm proud of that, and we want to continue that, and we want to make sure that our kids know that this is one of the only locations, communities, schools that you're going to come to get an experience like this.
What I'm so proud of is how you've carried kind of the burden. There's a group in town of several people, multiple groups actually, of people that have taken fire basically, because we're looking at the positive side of everything that's going on. We're not sitting there saying, woe is us. We're saying, help us grow, help us learn, help us get back from this. And then in turn, we are a community that when we are ahead of things, we will reach out and pull you with us. And Road to Recovery is no different. I mean, you look at what has happened. Obviously, the accident is no fault of yours or mine. And there's two ways to kind of go about this: is you can sit there and point the finger at the government, at Norfolk Southern, at a multitude of different parties, or you can say, okay, this happened. We're going to be the people that grow from this. Help us do that. And Norfolk Southern has stepped up to the plate and has issued out a lot of money, and they're doing a lot here for Road to Recovery to, again, make sure that this event goes off without a hitch and is really a great event. They're bringing, and I'm so excited for this as a Steeler fan, Matt, they're bringing the bus, Jerome Bettis, the Super Bowl champion of Super Bowl 40, and Pittsburgh's, I want to say Pittsburgh's very own, but we know Detroit has him forever. But Matt, this has been a great get. You have been so big in making sure that you wanted somebody big and larger than life, and you got him in Jerome Bettis, who is going to come down for the Road to Recovery. What does this mean for the event? What does it mean to the people that are going to look at this?
Well, we got him. We got him. Now he needs to be here. But you're right. We went through great lengths to try to get somebody. And who better to get than Jerome Bettis, to be honest with you? I mean, yeah, we could have tried to reach out to anybody, but this one made sense. If you look up his story and you understand what he went through when he was in middle school, high school, to get to where he's at now, the adversity he overcame lines up. So the story that I hope he tells and that he shares with our youth is an incredible story. And just to kind of back up, you DJ, you made some points about, wanting to move on. The one thing I want to make sure that we talk about with this Road to Recovery is, there's some pretty bad things that happened in East Palestine. And you're right. Norfolk Southern didn't ask for this. East Palestine didn't ask for this. Nobody wanted this to happen. And there were some things that a lot of people are still suffering from. And especially if you live close to the site where all this happened and you see those trucks moving every day, your way of living completely changed. And we're not trying to downplay that or to say that, hey, you just need to forget about it and move on. That is not the point of what Road to Recovery is about through the United Way of Northern Columbiana County. We acknowledge that. We just don't want to live in that narrative, meaning we feel for everybody whose life has been impacted by this. We feel for our kids. We are trying to do something about it, something positive that will make the problems a little bit better, that will give kids an understanding that there are people out there that care about them, that want to help them rise and be better tomorrow than what we are today. So, I don't want to get the perception that this is all about, hey, we're on the Norfolk Southern train, we got to move on, we can't talk about this anymore. No, there's problems that people got to deal with, and they're going to figure out how to deal with those. My way of dealing with the problems that our kids are facing is leading by example, showing them what it's going to take something really bad and make it really good. Again, we don't want to hang our heads as victims. Like you always say, DJ, we want to be victors. And that's what the lesson is that we're going to try to teach our kids. That being said, who better to tell that story than the boss? I mean, he has such a storied background. Comes to Pittsburgh, and it took him how many years to win a Super Bowl? And the story about how he got from point A to point Z before he retired was unbelievable. It tells the tale of what East Palestine is going through now. I couldn't imagine having anybody else, and we're super excited to see him in NEP and kick this event off for us.
Matt, you talk about the support. You talk about the United Way of Northern Columbiana County, who has been integral and vital to all of our efforts here. With Road to Recovery. Who are some of the other sponsors that have stepped up? And I feel bad putting you on the spot, but being able to talk about these sponsors and people that have really stepped up financially through resources and other means to say, hey, we're standing with you in East Palestine specifically for this event.
So here's the big thing to know about this. This event is hosted by the United Way of Northern Columbiana County. I'm lucky enough to serve on their board, and I just started maybe in February. Through that, Comco Industries, which is the company that I work for, we are one of the major corporate sponsors to help sponsor this event. In cooperation with the United Way at Comco, several of us have reached out to try to gain support from manufacturing companies, several of our vendors and suppliers, steel vendors, several customers. To name a few would not be good enough, because we have over 60 people right now that have signed on as sponsors, and that number's still growing. We still have a week to take on new sponsors before we got to get all the advertising stuff out. So, I'll go through the headliners. We have Norfolk Southern, Comco Industries, Scott Mann, Rooftop Leadership Training, Fred Martin Ford, DCW Employee Benefits Consulting, the Home Depot, Worthington Industries, HEPACO, PI&I, Light & Oil, Butech Bliss. Just the number goes on and on and on. And if you really want to check this out, you'll be able to go onto our website. Our website is www.road2recovery.ep. That's road, the number 2 recovery, ep.com. There's a sponsor tab in the upper right-hand corner. You hit that, and you will see all the major players that have stepped up to donate money. What's really cool about this is we intentionally tried to not go after East Palestine businesses for obvious reasons, but there have been several East Palestine businesses that have wanted to donate. Britain Motors, who is a huge donor year after year after year to youth initiatives and to our youth program, they have signed on as a sponsor. East Palestine McDonald's has signed on as a sponsor. The 1820 House has signed on as a sponsor. And that list just continues to go on. And these aren't people that we're actively trying to ask. These are people that said, hey, this is my hometown. I want to be a part of this. Please accept our donation to your cause, because it's going to be very worthwhile. One other thing important to note is the Pro Football Hall of Fame was monumental, as well as the Mel Blount Youth Initiative Foundation. They were monumental in setting this up to get Jerome here. So those two entities were absolutely critical. And then the Cleveland Cavaliers, how about this, DJ? They're going to offer a youth coaching clinic for any kid that wants to stick around when the event's over to go into the East Palestine gym and be coached up for a couple fun sessions with the junior Cavs coaching team. So, I mean, you want to talk about a bunch of events. This is going to be something that is really going to bring some energy into East Palestine.
That's incredible, man. And this isn't just a one-year thing, as I understand it. This is something you want to continue year after year after year. Is that correct?
Well, right now, yes. Right now, yes. But I'm telling you, there's a lot to this. My hat goes off to everybody that organizes stuff like this, because I never did. You know, we've had people here at Comco that have, and you know, they know what goes into it. But this is honestly residents of East Palestine and people in the manufacturing side that know Comco, that are working with Norfolk Southern. We partner with them. We want to partner with them. They need us as much as we need them. And it's important for us to work together and collaborate together on how we can do this. You know, it doesn't take away the fact that people are suffering, but you know what? We're trying to get through this together and take steps forward. And this is one way to do it. And you know what? It's going to be awesome to take those steps forward with Jerome Bettis.
Matt, when you close your eyes and lay your head down on the pillow at night, what do you envision and what do you dream about this event bringing to East Palestine, more than just financial gain?
Well, the first thing is we pray for good weather, because good weather is going to make this event the best. In the event that the weather doesn't work out or cooperate with us, then we'll figure out the next plan. But right now we ask for that. But here's what the goals are for this event. The first thing is we wanted to raise $100,000. Okay, that was goal number one. Goal number two is we wanted to get 500 participants to be registered for this event. And then the third thing is we want to get that photo of all the participants that are walking to walk over the railroad tracks into town and conquer their town and get their town back. You know, we want that visual, and we want to send that visual out to all the surrounding communities so that they know that we are open for business. We need to make sure that we show them that our businesses are here, our athletic programs are here. Anything that goes on in this town, we need you to come in and support it. Our local businesses, on average, have suffered about 40 to 60% losses in revenue on average. So that's mind-blowing for any company, but for a small business in a town like East Palestine, that will destroy them. And so we're just trying to bring awareness so that people know that they're here and that they're open and that they can shop and try to help these store owners, these business owners, to claim back the business that they lost. And what better way to do it than to send a flood of people down Market Street in front of all these stores where our business owners can creatively hand out marketing brochures or do whatever they want to advertise their own company and let them see that they exist. So that's what I am hoping that we can achieve. That's the vision that we all want to get out of this, is that we get the photos we want. We want our businesses to be thriving, is the best word to say it. And then the last thing is we raise a ton of money for kids.
So when you say ton of money for kids, when somebody says, hey, I want to donate, I want to register for this walk, this run, what things are we talking about? We're talking about material things, sports. We're talking about more than just sports, right?
So here's what's awesome about this. We put a committee of people together. So we have, and I'm probably going to botch some of these names, so just forgive me, but George Hayes is the executive director of the United Way, Northern Columbiana County. He's going to chair the committee that disperses the fund. That's participant number one on this committee. We have four others. The second one is Mark Kornman. He is our CFO at Comco Industries, who's one of the leading sponsors of the event. Okay. The next one is Kristen Wong. She is part of Norfolk Southern, and she's been very impactful in what Norfolk Southern has done for the community. The third one is Linda Seabrook. She serves as a treasurer for the largest youth sports program, EPYSA, East Palestine Youth Sports Association, within our town. And then the last one is Chris Knifer, our school superintendent. Those five people are going to sit on a committee that are going to discuss how to disperse the funds. I'm not on that because I'm basketball. And if I was on that committee, even though I have a lot to do with this event, that might stray some people's opinions on where the money needs to go. And I'm not going to jeopardize the event with that. We got 5 really good people that are going to consider all options for where to put the money that gets raised. They're going to listen to what the needs are in the community. And the money is specifically going to go towards youth initiatives and youth programs. It could be EPYSA basketball, baseball, volleyball, flag football, Rotary soccer, wrestling. It could be Little Bulldog football. That's all the youth programs. And then under the school, whatever it is that Chris Knifer suggests, we might have K through 12 STEM program where we focus on robotics, which, I'm not trying to influence anything, but I think that would be wonderful considering all the manufacturing companies that have donated money to what we're trying to do. I think that would be a true representation of where the money came from. And then you go into drama club and the other activities that the school has to offer. So between the fine and cultural arts to the sports programs to the youth sports programs, there's just a plethora of stuff that we need to enhance to keep kids in our school. And that's what the goal is. Do I have my opinion on where I'd like the money to go? We'd have about 100 shooting machines sitting in our gym right now, but that's not what's going to happen. We're going to make sure we do it the right way. And I think all of our sponsors are going to be extremely proud to know that they donated money to this campaign and that they had a huge impact on letting these kids succeed and distract their minds from the negative messaging that's going on within the village.
Matt, on a personal note, you and I both have tried to be as positive as possible from this side, obviously understanding that there are certain situations that are very challenging to some families, including ours, in some capacities. When you look at how things have transpired in the last 3 months, what have you learned about yourself as a leader and as someone who has battled through adversity that you hope that your kids, your 2 handsome young boys, follow in your footsteps someday, and anybody that takes part in the road to recovery understands that everybody in East Palestine is dealing with right now?
I hope it's a good question. I never thought of it, but I'll tell you, I hope that our kids all see out of what we are all doing. And when I say we, DJ, I mean everybody that's trying to step up and be an advocate for positive change and for positive growth. I hope they see the sense of urgency to get something done, to do something. We don't want to sit around and talk, or we don't want to sit around and complain about what has or has not happened since the events occurred, or point fingers at why. We all have opinions on that, and it's okay to have an opinion on that. But what's not okay is to sit back and not do anything about it. And I hope that our kids all can look at us parents and say, you know what, there was a challenge. They stepped up. They did something about it. Whether it was the best thing they could have done or not, that can be determined at a later date. But they did something. They did something to make a bad situation better. And and the other thing is, Scott Mann trained us on this, was that you want everything to happen now. You had a problem. You want to go from problem to solution within a day, and that can't at the pace of the population. If the population isn't ready for quick change, you're not going to make quick change. And you got to understand that when you get so disgruntled that you can't get to where you want to get to, sometimes you just got to do something yourself, and then people will follow. And that's honestly what has happened with this event. I mean, we've talked about multiple different scenarios to run this Road to Recovery event, and we just decided, it was basically you and I on a phone call, we just decided, hey, just do it. Just do it. See what happens and see how big we can make this and see if we can have a positive impact on the community. And we got each other's back, and let's just get it done.
Matt, one more time, if people want to register, when is the registry deadline, and where can they go to get that done online?
Yeah, so you can go to our website. Our website address is www.road2recoveryep. That's road, the number 2, recoveryep.com. When you log on to that site, please check it out. Shout out to Bree Cooper. She was the one that developed this website. Did a phenomenal job. You'll see some really cool photos on there. The first 2 buttons you're going to see when you get on after you look at Jerome Bettis and some of our kids is going to be the register now button for the event. and then the Donate Now button, they're both links. The register button takes you to goforarun.com. That's where everybody's registering and getting their names in. And then the second one, is the Donate Now button that goes right to the United Way, pointing at our event. And so, anybody that wants to sign up, we strongly encourage that. Hard to tell how many people we're going to get. I don't know if we're going to need to cap this thing off for constraint of people in crowd control or not, but hard to tell how big this thing can actually get. But I can tell you, if you consider donating or sponsoring this event, you're going to be proud of where your money went, because we got a great group of people that have controlled the funds coming in through the United Way, and that are deciding where to appropriate the funds once all the expenses are paid for and everything gets dished out. And you will not be upset by where this committee has decided to spend their money. So we're really proud of everybody that stepped up for this. And the other thing is the United Way of Northern Columbiana County. George Hayes is our executive director. They are not a normal United Way. These are volunteers. And all the money that comes in, it's funneling straight through the United Way back to the program. There's not a dime, not a single dime that the United Way is going to keep from any donation. They're bringing it in, they're controlling the funds, and they're going to pay it all out to wherever our committee decides it's going to go. So that's been a big concern of people around the village for whatever reason. Maybe they've had troubles in the past with other nonprofits, but I can tell you, I serve on the board for this local United Way chapter, and it's full of a group of wonderful people that only want to help in East Palestine. And the United Way of Northern Columbiana County is all about support. They don't flaunt themselves in any way. They don't pretend to be something that they're not. They are very good, humble people that are only looking to support. And I'm just really proud to be part of this group. And I'm proud to be part of Comco to support this group, and help raise funds for them.
Absolutely. Matt Warner, thank you so much for the time, my friend. Best of luck with Road to Recovery. June 10th here in East Palestine, 9 a.m., correct?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Be there by 7:30 so you can get your spot to hopefully meet the bus.
The bus will be here in East Palestine. A dream come true for this bus fan forever. Matt Warner, thank you very much, my friend. Best of luck.
All right. Thank you, DJ.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3333 3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
And welcome back, everybody. Well, if you had a chance to watch any softball this year, these two names are going to be just absolutely at the front and center of every single narrative that you've seen. And last night was no different when these two, and of course their Raider teammates, won their third straight district championship. And these two had a big name and a big reason and a big piece of why they are district champions yet again and heading to the regional finals. At this time, we bring in 2/3 of the Triple S Express. It's Sam Suzanne and Julie Stackowitz. Ladies, how are you?
Good. We're good. We're good.
Now, this is, as we speak, this is your last day of school. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. So talk to me about that. Let's start there. How has it felt going your first day, your freshman year, to your last day of your senior year? How fast has it gone for you? Sam, we'll start with you.
It's going really fast. I mean, freshman year just flew by between COVID and that whole thing. And then starting sophomore year with kind of the same thing. It just made it go by really fast. I honestly never thought this day would come.
Julie, how about you?
Honestly, sometimes I still feel like I'm a freshman. I still feel like that first day where I walked into the wrong classrooms because my first time at a new school. So it's just weird to me that I won't be at this school next year. So
yeah, it's crazy from that standpoint. I mean, I remember, 27 is when we started YSN, and I feel like you two have been a big part of not only the growth, but have been like the main characters, especially during softball season. What has it been like for you? And we kind of joked before we went on the air that the only thing that has stopped you during your softball career has been COVID. Otherwise, you potentially could be a 4-time district champion, regional qualifier. What is that like to go back and say, man, if we had one more year? Julie, you first.
I would just like to see what we could accomplish because our sophomore year, we went to state. We were in the state finals. Like, I want to see if we would be able to be in that position again our freshman year because Bree was still our pitcher at that point. It's just the what ifs of what would happen.
Sam?
I think it's the same thing. I mean, my dad and I talk about it all the time. I honestly think we would have went to state that year, and I think it just would have been a really good year.
So what I appreciate the most out of you two, we talked to Kelly last week. What I appreciate the most from you two is it's kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde a little bit because Sam, you started out red hot. I mean, hitting dingers right out of the gate. And, you suffered an injury, correct? And things kind of slowed down a little bit, but you're still able to put that pressure on offensively, defensively. And Julie, you have just been red hot ever since Myrtle, it feels like. And you two have been a 1-2 tandem there at 4-5 in the lineup. When you look at the lineup on a daily basis, and I know the coaches put it together, but to have each other's back, from that standpoint, Julie, more so you than Sam from that scenario, because you're the 5 hitter. She's typically the cleanup. What is it like for you to know that you have, especially during the season, you had Jamie, you had Kelly, you had Sam and Julie, all 4 seniors, bing, bang, 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 all the way down the line. To have the 4 of you together for the majority of this season in the same part of the lineup that have been together for these 4 years, how is it knowing that you have each other's back, not only on the field, but off the field? Jewel?
Well, it's nice because knowing that, if someone messes up, like Jamie, Sam, or, we all have each other's back, we all, okay, we need to make something happen for them, kind of just to bring up their spirits and stuff. So it's just nice to be able to know that someone's there for you.
Sam, when people decide to walk you, either intentionally or unintentionally, is it nice to know that the left-handed power bat's right behind you and you're going to score pretty much automatically?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I don't think teams realize that we have me at cleanup, but we have a just as strong 5th hitter. So that's always nice for other teams to see.
What's incredible, and I've been following you for the length of your, for the duration really of your high school career, is it was always, especially down in Myrtle, you felt like teams took a deep breath and exhaled whenever they weren't getting one of you, right? So they'd see Julie on, Monday, and then they'd get Sam on Tuesday, and they go, oh, but they're getting 1 and 1A, and it doesn't matter which one's which. To have each other's back again in that capacity in the circle, I mean, do you two compete against each other, like internally with strikeouts and ERA and stuff like that? I know you're two very competitive young ladies. Do you compete with each other on that spectrum, Sam?
I mean, I don't really look at my pitching stats a lot. All I really care about is the wins, and I just want to really go far.
Jewel?
I mean, it's just everyone has a competitive side of them. Sometimes you're like looking at it, or your parents will say something, so then you're like, oh, maybe, but like not really. We're friends. We want to see each other succeed, so it's just who's doing better at that time.
I love that you're both going to college to play the sport you love in softball. I mean, how important was that to you? And did you have an idea that that's what you wanted to do when you started playing softball? And Julie, what age were you when you started playing softball?
I started playing softball when I was 4, when I played t-ball. So I've been playing ever since then.
So like when you got up to middle school, that age, and then you entered high school, did you have any idea that this is what you wanted to do with, from an athletic standpoint with the rest of your life?
Yeah, because, well, my mom and my aunt have played college ball and stuff. So it's kind of like I've always been around softball my whole life. And it's just like I've watched a lot of softball. So it would just be cool to be a part of that experience, even no matter what level of college ball.
Sam, how about you? I mean, when you started this, did you see yourself able to make a roster at the next level?
I think I kind of went back and forth throughout my whole career. At one point I would, and then I wouldn't really want to play. And I don't really think you realize that it's possible until you get a little older and you really realize that it's attainable for you. And I think when I reached that point, that's when I really knew like I could do this, and I definitely want to do this. So it was really exciting for me.
There are a ton of young ladies out there that are, I mean, you've seen just in the burgundy and gold, but now you're obviously going to be out there in front of a lot more people as the teams decrease along the way. You were once that young lady who was watching, and Julie, you talked about your family. We'll get into that a little bit deeper in a couple minutes, but do you remember being a little girl and looking up to a particular softball player or softball team, and waiting and saying, man, I want to be there one day? Did any of you do that whenever you were younger? Sam?
I never really looked up. Sorry. I never really looked up to like one person in general. It was always just nice going to travel ball tournaments. Me and my cousin Tori would go and just look at the older girls and just like be in awe with the way they played. And we'd always want to be like them one day.
Sam?
I know I would definitely like go to lessons and stuff, and there would always be girls older than me. And I also always looked up to Bree because I always knew her name when I was in middle school, and she was a great player, and I wanted to be like her. And now that I'm a senior and I go to lessons and I see that I'm the oldest and all the little girls are just looking at me, it's crazy.
You talked about travel ball. How important has travel ball been to your journey to this point and beyond, Sam?
It's been really important. I know last year I played for a super talented team, Team Pennsylvania, and we traveled a lot, and I just got to see some of the best players in the country, and I think that helped me out a lot.
Joel?
It helped a lot because I've been a couple different teams. Each team showed me a whole new love for the game, and when I played on the 1 year with Outlaws and stuff, I saw a lot of great talent. And then on my new team, the Honey Badgers, we traveled to many things. We've gone to Myrtle Beach in the summer. We went to Tennessee this past summer. So I've just seen like overall a lot of great talent.
Outside of softball, I mean, that's a great question. Great lead in. What are some of the cool things that you've been able to do through softball? Travel, friendships, stuff of that nature. What's some of the coolest things to you that you will take away when your softball days are done that you hold dear from the days of traveling around, and whether it be summer ball or high school ball?
Well, I like the idea, like my mom has been my coach since I've started softball. So we've gotten close. Taking all of my travel times has been with her, been with my Aunt Lindsay. So I was able to see parts of the world or parts of the country that I haven't seen, and I got to share it with my mom, which was something special.
Very cool. Sam?
Well, I actually met Julie through softball when we were like 11 or 12, and I met the rest of her family, and they're like my second family now. Like, I love them all so much. And I got to travel around a lot last summer with my dad, and we did a lot of fun stuff.
Now I can see behind you the dingy digs of Coach Farron. Let's talk. And wait a minute. I'm going to pop this up over I think it's your left shoulder, Sam. There is a caricature, I think, of Coach Farron as well. He can't help himself but get on YSN. Let's talk about not just Coach Farron, but the coaching staff, Coach DeRose. and the whole staff, how important they've been in this journey, because I know this is a very close-knit family on the Raiders.
Yeah, they're all like a second parent to me. They've all put their trust in us, believe in us. Like when Coach Starkey can't come to a game or a practice, she's always texting us seniors, hey, like, this is what you need to do, keep everyone up, and just like, you got this, like, don't bring it down and stuff. So it's nice that like you have going from your house to your parents and then going to practice and you have like a second set of parents there that believe in you.
Sam?
Yeah, I think they're really great in the fact that they kind of let us do our own thing, and they want our insight on stuff just as much as we want theirs, and they'll always take our ideas.
So you are part of we talked about it earlier. I've deemed you the Triple S Express because it's 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess it's 3, 4, 5 in the lineup. But before that, you've got Jamie Farron. The four of you seniors have done exceptionally well over your tenure as a South Range Raider. For those people who don't know, Jamie suffered a devastating injury earlier, just a couple weeks ago, that ended her season and quite possibly her career in softball. Talk to me about the conversations that the four of you had when that happened, and how heartbreaking it was, not for Jamie necessarily, but for you to lose one of your seniors down the stretch that you care about so much.
It sucks knowing that we have to find a second baseman. I mean, Sam's been doing a great job, but that's not her main position. It's hard because it's hard for Jamie just seeing her, because she's helping coach like Sam and stuff at second on our plays. And it's just hard because you can see it in her face that she wants to be there. She wants to be on that field, but she's going to do everything she can right now to teach whoever is our second baseman to do the best job that they can.
Sam?
Yeah, it was really hard for us because we're such a tight-knit group of seniors, not only like on the field, but off the field. We're such good friends, and we love playing together. And it was just really hard to see Jamie go this season.
One of the things that I saw last night on the walk-off from Gretchen that I think I will encapsulate in my mind forever, especially about this group, was I feel like you believe that anybody in this lineup can come through in the clutch at any time. And when Gretchen, who had an injury, took one for the team earlier in that game, off the shin or the knee, a lower body injury, but finished the play, right? And then kind of took a couple minutes to herself. And then she gets the opportunity because, Julie, they walked you, correct?
Yeah.
Down to first base. What was your thought when they intentionally walked you down to first base to load the bases with 2 outs? And here comes Gretchen, who, her nickname's FedEx. She's supposed to deliver. So what was your first instinct and what was going through your mind as all this was taking place?
I mean, to me, it sucked being intentionally walked. It has happened before, but it's just, in that game, I wanted to be the one, which everyone wants to be the one to end the game for your team. But I knew that Gretchen coming up, yeah, she struggled in the game, but she always has that one hit when needed and stuff. So no matter if she's struggling or not, she's going to pull through for us because she doesn't want to let any of us down or herself down.
There's a picture, Sam, that all 3 seniors are standing around home plate waiting for Gretchen to get there. I think that's telling about what this team means to everybody, and not just a senior class, what it means to Gretchen, what it means to sophomores and freshmen and these coaches as well. Why was it important that you were the faces that Gretchen saw first when she was able to make her way back towards the dish?
I think we all just want to do this playoff season as a team. And I mean, our sophomore year when we went to state was basically our freshman year, and we shared that with Gretchen and Maddie both. So I think we all just want to make it back there together and just have each other's backs during the postseason.
So naturally, when you look at this team and the makeup, the DNA of what this team possesses and what it's capable of, this is the magic number right now. 4 more games to win the first ever state title in South Range history. You alluded to that state championship runner-up. What things have you two learned from the experience since that game that you feel will take you, if you get to that game? And if you're asking me when you get to that game, what is going to make you walk away with the big trophy instead of the silver one?
We have to go in thinking that, like, no matter what's going to happen, we have to pull through. Like last night, we were down almost the whole entire game, and we came back. Our spirits never went down and stuff. I think we kind of struggled with that. our state final game, we, as soon as like the first couple innings weren't really going our way, we kind of just like went down in our hopes and was like, well, this is going to be the end. So we just need to make sure that no matter what, if it is our last game, we have to give it our all.
Sam, same thing.
Yeah, I think we definitely learned from not only 2 years ago, but last year that our bats have to stay really hot. And as long as we're hitting the ball, we can make some errors in the field, but we just have to compensate at the plate.
Talking about bats being hot, what is going on in the Stackowitz household that your entire family, I'm like, anybody that's your family right now, like let's have a family reunion on the diamond, because anybody in your family right now is hitting dingers, Julie. Anna A., who is your cousin, correct?
Yep.
You two have gone 2 games in a row in the districts. You're each hitting home runs. You're both left-handed. I know how much Anna means to you, but I also know how much she looks up to you as well. And it's kind of like anything you can do, I can do better, because correct me if I'm wrong, you both homered in the exact same inning of the game in both games, right?
Both games, yep.
What is going on there? Is it something in the water? What's going on?
I mean, I was telling my mom last night, as soon as I hit my first home run 3 years ago, it came after that. Like, it came naturally. Like, as soon as you put the bat on the ball, it just kind of went. And that was what's happening with Anna. She hit her first home run ever on our game on Tuesday, and it's kind of just going to keep going after that.
By the way, not for nothing, that first home run that you had on Tuesday is still going.
That's what everyone's saying.
You turned on that ball so hard and you hit it with such trajectory that I'm pretty sure you hit it to the football field. Like where we were positioned, you know where we were. You hit it and I couldn't find it. Like, I knew it was gone when you hit it, and then I was like, well, there it goes. I think I said it was going back to Poland. So, Sam, from your side, I mean, you have been the staple in this lineup basically since you entered it. Upon your South Range initiation, what does it mean for you? Everybody looks at a 4-hitter and they look at Sam Suzanne and they go, we cannot let her beat us. Does that take a toll on you at some point? Like, do you have to remind yourself sometimes that, hey, I need to be here, I'm supposed to be here, even when they're pitching around you to get to Julie, even when they're pitching around Julie to get to Gretchen? Do you have to remind yourself and kind of stay mentally sharp upon all those aspects? Because when you're the 4-hitter, you're kind of commanding attention every single time you're in the lineup.
Yeah, I think I definitely have to stay focused, but it's nice knowing that I have my 5th and 6th hitter and the rest of the lineup to back me up, even when I'm not having my games where I'm on. So that's just nice.
One of the things that will not be in the box score last night is you tried a little sneak action last night, tried to drop a little buntski, a little suicide squeeze to win the game. Was that a plan going into it, or did Coach Farron give you the suicide squeeze sign when you were up at the dish?
He actually told me in our little meeting that we had right before that, he said he was going to give me a swing and then I needed to suicide. And I really wish I laid that down.
I mean, it was on. It was 100%, but it was by far not a perfect pitch to suicide squeeze. I don't know that they knew that you were going to do that, but it was a perfect defensive pitch for them to do it to you. But everything, if it would have lined up everything, that would have been one way to end the game. Obviously, Gretchen had other plans. But when you look at this team going to regionals, how exciting. I mean, is it still exciting for you? I mean, has the shine worn off a little bit, or is this just a straight up business trip that you're trying to win 2 games and get back to Akron?
We're so excited because it's our last year. We want to see this team go so far because we have so much talent, so much potential. We're all just a family. We all, like, our freshmen all come and ask us if they have any problems and stuff. So we just want to see us succeed so we can set our teams up for the next couple of years when we're gone.
Sam, who are your heroes? Who are your role models that you look up to on and off the field?
Oh, wow. I mean, there's a lot of great college players out there that I looked up to, but I also look up to my dad. I always know that he's going to be there if I'm having an off game or just a bad day. So I always go to him.
Julie, how about you? Who are your role models?
Well, college, I love watching Jordan Bali whenever I can and stuff. She's just amazing pitcher. And just like my whole entire family, they're always there when I need something. Someone's at my game no matter what, because yeah, my cousin Tori plays and my brother Marty plays. So someone's always there to support me.
All right. You ready for some rapid fire? All right. So this is going to be for both of you. I'm going to start with Sam and then go to Julie. And then the next question is Julie and then Sam. Okay. Favorite social media platform?
TikTok.
TikTok.
All right. Julie, favorite social media follow?
Follow? What do you mean by follow?
So like who do you follow on social media that you cannot stop following?
Oh boy. I like watching the Max Preps videos on TikTok whenever they show up. Those are kind of fun to watch.
Okay.
I follow a lot of cooking channels.
Cooking channels? All right. Do you cook?
I do.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I don't know. I think pasta.
Pasta? What kind of pasta? Is it just noodles?
Depends what I'm feeling.
Okay. Julie, are you a chef as well?
I mean, it's not really. My parents like to make fun of me and my cooking abilities because it stops at Kraft mac and cheese. So
those are noodles too. So noodles are on the menu. I love it. All right. What is the go-to as far as food? Like if you had one more meal and that was the only thing you could eat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that's a hard question for me. I really like a good pizza.
What's your favorite pizza in the area? I got to stop there.
That's also a hard question. I think I like more flat New York style pizza, so I'll probably have to say Bella Napoli or Bruno Brothers.
Wow, there you go. Hey, your NIL clock is ticking, lady, so don't worry. We'll make sure we get it out to them. Julie, how about you?
My mom makes this thing called hamburgers and gravy, and it's probably one of my favorite dishes that she makes, so that would definitely be something.
All right. If you could play any sport other than softball and excel in it, what would it be and why?
I've always wanted to try lacrosse, but it's always been in softball season, so I could never. And coming to South Range, we don't have a lacrosse team, so it kind of just wasn't an option. But I always thought that'd be kind of like a fun sport to play and stuff. It seems a bit hard, but I feel like I have hand-eye coordination from softball, so I feel like I'd be able to do pretty well in it.
Sam?
I think gymnastics would be pretty cool.
Any particular event?
Maybe
what's the ribbon? Are you going to be the ribbon?
Yeah,
person?
maybe just like
around the ribbon.
It'd be Kelly.
I love it. Okay, one memory from South Range softball that you will never ever forget. Julie, we'll start with you.
When we won regional finals against Ursuline, that was definitely a game can never forget. I mean, I hit a home run in that game, so it was nice. But it was just the fact that we won it, and it was a close game after Ursuline blowing out every other team to get to that game.
Sam?
I'd probably say the game before that, or 2 games before that, champion. That was a really fun game.
It's a great game. What is the one thing that you want people to remember about your legacy at South Range, Sam?
I think just my versatility as a player. That I played a lot of different positions throughout the past 3 years. And it's been just really fun to kind of bounce around the field.
Joel?
That I was always there for people and stuff. Like, we did notebooks, like our underclassmen wrote us notebooks on our senior night, and everyone just kind of said thank you and stuff for that. I was always being there for them. And I just always want to make sure everyone's happy and pushing themselves and stuff. So,
ladies, it has been an honor and a pleasure. I'm so looking forward to seeing your success continue this season on Wednesday at 5 o'clock against Triway in the regional semifinals. I can't tell you what you both mean to me and personally this company and certainly South Range. Thank you for your time. We greatly appreciate it and wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you for having us.
Bye, girls.
Bye.
It is the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark presented by Joe Dickey Electric, and it wouldn't be a Friday if we didn't have Radar stopping by and giving us his spark. Radar Spark is, Kristen Seidler, Scotty, and I would like to wish our Youngstown Phantoms good luck tonight in the USHL Clark Cup Finals. Tonight's the biggest game in Youngstown history. Go Phantoms, bring it home. That's from Radar Pavlov, a.k.a. Russell. Yeah, I mean, good luck, Phantoms. Not a whole lot else we can say. Congratulations on getting it this far. Bring it home. Bring it home. Home game. And biggest game in Youngstown history? I don't know. But biggest game of the night? Maybe. So good luck, Phantoms. Lots of action that you can take a part of tonight on the network. I know we've got a couple games at Ysn Park. From our perspective, it's one of those things where you just want to be able to take it all in. And the one, my spark especially, is these moments like last night, the walk-offs, the district championships. Take these moments in. Some of these seniors, today was their last day of high school. To be able to walk around the hallways one more time before you get that diploma, to be able to kind of just soak it all in. And I think we need to do a lot more of that. A lot of us are so busy nowadays that we don't have the chance to stop and smell the roses. Take time during those great moments in your life, because as they say, you don't know the great moments in your life until they're all the way down the road, until you're already past them. So hopefully you can take in some of these great moments, these student athletes take in these moments, even if it's in a losing effort. Realize that not everybody gets to where you're standing, and it's taken a lot to get there, and you've had a lot of triumphs along the way. So hopefully you have a chance to stop and smell the roses as well. Special thanks to Matt Warner, who joined us earlier today and talked about the road to recovery. That's going to be June 10th here in East Palestine. Starts at 9 a.m. Register. We'll have all that stuff, all the details in the story, or you can go back and watch the entire interview from Matt and the 2/3 of the Triple S Express. Right now it's the Double S Express. Sam Suzanne and Julie Stakowitz. Thanks to them. Best of luck to them and the entire South Range softball team on Wednesday as they try to make it back to the regional finals. We'll have that game as well as the champion Lakeview game. Or I'm sorry, champion. I don't know who it is. Champion and somebody else game right before that. Anthony will have you covered. Hey, and by the way, if you're looking to go and on Wednesday night, if you're not going to those games in Canton and you're looking to be the voice of the Mahoning Valley Scrappers this summer, make sure you fill out the open invitation form, the employment form, all that stuff before you get there to make your experience that much faster, get you in, get you out, and we'll see if you are going to be the next voice of the Mahoning Valley Scrappers here this summer on YSN. That's going to do it for the week. Can't wait to see everybody back on Monday. Exciting stuff around the corner. Hope you have a great weekend. Be safe, but more importantly, you need to be yourself. We'll see you Monday right here on the YSN Power Hour. YSN thanks you for